Hey guys, what's going on? It's Gary from Bone Racing. Today we're going to be working on ceramic coating a set of wheels that I'm putting on the car. Done this with a couple sets here now over the past year or so. The car's had more sets of wheels than I'd care to really share in the last year, but I'm really excited about the ones we're setting up here today. So we're going to be putting some PP2 wheels on the car. Initially, I was picking these up to use for track duty. For those who don't know, these are the 2018 and newer Performance Pack Level 2 wheels and tires that come on the car. These are on the Performance Pack Level 2 cars. They are 19 by 11 in the rear, 19 by 10 and a half in the front, and they run 305 square tires on the setup. So a little aggressive offset in the front, but definitely great for the track. Obviously a lot of meat on there, but I just love the way they look too much on the car to actually put them just for track duty and use them once or so a month. So went ahead and got my Michelin Pilot Super Sports mounted up on them, but before we go ahead and get them mounted on the car, like all my wheels and tires, I love to put a ceramic coating on them. Just makes it so much easier to maintain them, keep them clean, and especially get brake dust and things off, when out on track day or just using around town as well too. So wanted to give you guys a quick video and kind of share the process I use to get the wheels ceramic coated. I get questions all the time about what's all involved in actually ceramic coating, car, wheels, different things like that. My car, for those who don't know, has been ceramic coated since really day one with it, as well as the calipers. I've had all the wheels ceramic coated on there, and definitely makes things just a lot easier to kind of maintain and kind of keep clean and easy as well too. So one of the biggest things to keep in mind with ceramic coating is that coating itself is going to lock in the actual paint in the condition that it's in when you put it on there. So any scratches, any work you need to do beforehand in terms of cleaning it up, making sure that it looks as good as you want it to look, you need to make sure you're doing that ahead of time. So these wheels here this morning, I went ahead and already got them cleaned up. I'm happy with how they turned out inside the barrel as well as outside as well too. So they're about as ready as I need them to be here. So we're gonna go ahead and move forward to get that done. Two real quick steps. Once you get them cleaned up, polished, and get all the scratches out of there, the biggest things you wanna do from there is use a 50-50 rubbing alcohol mix with water. Really to clean up any of the residues, any type of adhesives, any type of anything that's imperfections or anything on the outside coating of the wheel or the car itself. That alcohol is going to help dry that all up. So we're going to wipe those down with the alcohol first and foremost. After that dries, then we're going to be putting on the actual ceramic coating itself. So I'm using the product here, Mr. Auto nano polymer actual ceramic coating here for the car. Use those on the last couple sets of wheels, and it really does a great job. I'll put a link in the description for more information on the Mr. Auto brand there as well too. And, use this here, just some type of foam pad that includes a little small microfiber cloth that you're going to use for applying it as well. We'll also use some gloves just to make sure we don't get any fingerprints or anything on it. But process is real simple. Again, first and foremost, we're going to want to make sure that clean up all the, spray it down with the alcohol there, clean it all up, make sure it's completely dry, there's no dust or any residue on the wheel itself. Once that's done, we will go ahead and apply the ceramic coating. Really just need to let it sit and flash over for about 2 to 3 minutes typically. Then you want to make sure you get all of it off there. Really important there to make sure that you do a good job getting all the surfaces. You don't want to miss anything. Secondarily too, like I said, really want to make sure you take your time and get all the residue off there. If you do leave any extra product on the actual car, it can kind of leave like a hazy kind of a glossy, or not a glossy, but really kind of just a hazy kind of look to it. And really the only way at that point to fix it is to polish it all out, kind of take it all off and kind of start over from scratch. So the better job you can do the first time, the better it's going to pay off and save you some time with it. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started here. I'll set this camera up here not too far away, and we'll do a quick time lapse and show you guys the process here just on this one wheel. And then obviously we're going to go ahead and repeat for the other ones that we got set up on the car as well too. So all right, let's get started. All right, guys, while we're waiting on the alcohol to finish drying up and get ready to go ahead and put the ceramic coating on, one thing I'd like to note is I usually would definitely suggest make sure before putting the coating on that you go ahead and get the wheels mounted and balanced. Reason I say that is the wheel weights with a ceramic coating, obviously very hydrophobic, definitely can be very difficult to get things to stick, especially adhesives and all that as well too. So I have ceramic coated wheels and put wheel weights on afterwards and not had any issues. But again, if if you have the ability, I definitely suggest do it in the other order. Make sure you ceramic coat afterwards, after you get them mounted and balanced, so that any wheel weights that are added have the best chance to stay on there as long as possible. Hate to have to redo that work later down the road. So just something, again, just a tip I'd like to throw out there. But we're gonna go ahead and get started putting the ceramic coating on. Again, I definitely recommend the use of gloves here to make sure that you don't get any fingerprints, any type of contaminants on the actual ceramic coating itself as well too. So I'll typically, to start it off with a clean new pad here, take it and get a line down the middle here. And then as you go forward, you can just continue to just add a little bit, a couple drops every 10 seconds or so. But this is it. You can use whatever process. These wheels are a little intricate. Going to be, a lot of details on them, but use whatever process necessary. Just make sure you're more than welcome to overlap and coat more than once, but you definitely don't want to miss any of it here, especially if you go to add it later down the road. If you have any spots that are missing the ceramic coating, you can definitely see that there later. So use whatever works for you. Now that we're finished up, we're going to let it flash, sit 2 to 3 minutes, and go ahead and wipe it on off from there. All right, all done with the front, so this one we're going to flip it around and go ahead and do the back side. All right, guys, well, that's it for coating the wheels themselves. Again, definitely want to make sure that you use a very, very clean microfiber cloth. Make sure there's no contaminants or anything on there, any type of grease, oil, anything that'll scratch or damage the wheels themselves. We're going to go ahead and put a second coating on here and obviously finish the other 3 wheels as well. So got a lot of work ahead here, but that's generally the process here. I'm by no means an expert, professional installer, charge anybody to do any of this work, but this is what I've been taught, and this is what has worked for me installing it, doing it here myself. Not a crazy difficult process, but I want to make sure you have some controls in place and have a general understanding of how the ceramic coating works. But I'll show you guys real quick how this actually turned out. I can only imagine how well on a GoPro this really is showing, but the finish, the gloss, the shimmer is just, it's crazy how much more detail and how much more vivid it really turns out. I'll flip them around here and show you the front as well. You definitely want to make sure that they sit. I typically will let them sit for at least 24 hours to make sure that they fully cure. You want to keep them away from water during that process as well too. But again, this is what works for me here, and I want to just share with you guys as I go through this process here with the wheels. But I'm sure they're not going to turn out too well here in the pictures, but I'll see if there's anything I can do to get some detailed, better pictures for you guys and throw it in here in the video. But that's the process there. Thanks for watching, guys, and be sure to stay tuned, subscribe to the channel for more content to continue to come here with the 2018 Mustang GT build, especially as we enter into some more track days here in the next couple weeks. But thanks again for staying tuned, guys. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Thanks.